Well, I'm Alayna Stiffler, and I am the board chair for FailSafe. And I'm going to ask each one of you, how would you feel if you knew that one of your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, a neighbor kid, somebody said, I want to be in a gang when I grow up? How would that impact you? How would you feel if you heard those words coming from somebody that was in your family? A couple years ago, I did an event with a group of John Maxwell coaches, and we had a girl that was her dream. She was in 8th grade and she wanted to be in a gang. She wanted to be married to a gang member. That was her passion. Heartbreaking. She wasn't my child. It's been 8 years, and I still think about that day that I looked at her dream of a 10-year plan. That's powerful, because there are so many kids that are lost. April steps up and she helps the children. Antoine steps up, helps these children. Jim's, he's supporting with Caring Connections. Courage to Change. Roy, Caring Connections. Sharisa. There are so many families that are impacted by incarceration, but there's so many people that are not impacted by incarceration that want to step up and help. I know that each one of you have thought about somebody that you know besides you that would want to volunteer for our organization. When I came into the organization a couple years ago, it's been probably 8 or 9 years now, I never dreamt that I would still be here. I came in, my thought was, I'll help Juanita out for a short time. Well, I've never left. Yeah, I tried.
That's Juanita.
I know, I tried. I don't know, that woman is a powerful woman. But I've also heard a lot of you say that have spoken tonight that you're not comfortable with public speaking. Well, I got news for you. FailSafe actually is a location where we have a Toastmasters Club that we are going to be taking out into the community, into the juvenile youth system.
Juvenile Detention Center.
Thank you. I knew someplace it was in my mind, but I need somebody to read it once in a while. But we do meet on the 2nd and 4th Monday at FailSafe. It's a Toastmasters Club. It's open to anybody that wants to come in. So if you're not comfortable with public speaking, come on with me. I'll show you the way. So you can always ask me.
People said that tonight.
Yes, that and the growth of FailSafe is going to be eventually having our own club for FailSafe. We talked about a speechcraft program for returning citizens. Well, they don't want to be in a speechcraft. They want to be with people. That's what they tell us. They want to be with us. They want to get better. But it takes volunteers to be able to do that. We have our club, but we still need help with the club. We need help in FailSafe. We need help on our board. We need help everywhere in the organization. So, I'm going to ask each one of you, where do you see yourself for a board member responsibility up here? I could go through this whole list with you, but each one of us has a responsibility to the community, not only to the board, but to the community itself, to help protect citizens, to help protect children, to help protect adults, to help protect the minds of the men and women who have been incarcerated, to help them grow, because you know, it's a hard road to travel. And it's harder when you have traveled. It's harder when you don't know or have been affected by it. It's very different. I don't know what it's like. I don't have a family member affected by incarceration, but I have friends that have been. And they sit in this room. They sit on our board. They sit in a Toastmasters Club. They're in our communities. They're in our networking groups. They're business owners. But without them, how would other people be able to grow? So committing yourself to be a board member, there are rules that we have to do. We have expectations. Showing up is one of them. That is a big one. The call to action is to be there and to be available, to volunteer. We need the volunteers on our board. We need them in our events. Not one person can handle any of these events by themselves. It's a monumental effort, and it takes a whole team to put something together. The bingo, yeah, I know how to run that bingo, but let me tell you, I could not do it without a team. Absolutely not. It takes so many different people to pull together to make that bingo successful, from shopping to the raffles to securing the location to talking to the people in charge to get the location. It's pulling a whole team together. And then of course we had Roy do our bingo calling this time. I know he doesn't want to do it again, but let me tell you, he did a really good job because my husband had to bail on it. So, we got you
I
covered.
had, what, 6 hours notice?
I didn't even think you had that.
No, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, maybe 2 hours. But he did an amazing job. He volunteered, he said yes. What would have happened if he had said no? It would have been me. Well, my husband makes it a comedy show. I'm the second part of that comedy show. You would not want me out there. So, but Roy did amazing. He said yes. That is the true heart of a volunteer. So, I'm going to ask each one of you, where do you see yourself as a volunteer in FailSafe? Write it down on a piece of paper. Where would you like to volunteer? Who do you know that would want to walk alongside you to volunteer with you? Who do you know would be an excellent referral for our board? We do not have a revolving door in our board. We have solid, standing individuals. Some of them have been in for years, long before I even came in. But the board is crucial to make sure that we have those answers and those efforts and resources in place, because we need the volunteers outside of the board. But the board is where we meet, we make those decisions. We come together. We talk about the different changes. We talk about our community events. We talk about what we need to do. And it's so important that all of us pull together and do this. Because without you being here, we wouldn't have anything to go back on. So, I'm not gonna ask you to raise your hand and say, hey, I wanna be a board member, or hey, I wanna be on Mulligans for Kids, or I wanna help with the bingo. But I am gonna ask you, if you're willing to make a commitment, even if it's for a year, and to help us move one step closer to making our communities even safer than what we're already working on.